Okay, hey guys, this is Alex Harris here at NAC, getting started with our ALP project presentation webinar. So it looks like I have a couple questions, so I'm just going to make sure you guys can hear me in the chat box. But anyway, what we're going to try to do today, just so you guys know, obviously, hopefully those of you who are on the line, some of you will be sharing a little bit about some of the advocacy work you guys have been doing recently. No pressure, it's nothing formal. We just wanted to get the chance to hear from you about sort of some of the things that you've taken from ALP and applied at your organization, or things that you do on an ongoing basis, just so that we can learn from you, and obviously you guys can learn from each other about some of the different events and plans and metrics and ideas that you've had going on, because I know you guys have been doing some really cool stuff. And so what I would like to try to do, because we usually get a lot of background noise when we unmute it for everyone, is try to unmute it individually. So I know a lot of you guys have called in, which I definitely recommend. The computer audio sometimes doesn't allow you to speak at the webinar, which is odd. So definitely recommend you call in, but if you connect to the computer, then you click on the audio button that you'll see, and you say, I will call in. It should ask you for your attendee ID, and that's going to sync up your name with your phone number, and that way when I unmute your name, it unmutes your phone number only, so we don't get all the background noise of everyone together. So I feel like we have a lot of call-in users without names, so I'm going to give everyone the chance to hang up briefly and try calling in with the instructions that will pop up on your computer screen and the webinar screen, and use your attendee ID so we can get everything synced, and hopefully that will make today a little bit more seamless than it has been in the past. So we'll get started here in another 2 minutes, but I just want to give everyone the chance again. Use that call-in info that you see on the computer screen, and feel free to chat me if you have any questions. Okay, guys, so hopefully most of you were able to figure that out, and I'm sorry it's kind of confusing, and I guess I'm not really good at explaining it. I think I need some visuals prepared for next time, so I'll try to get on that for next week. But in the meantime, we'll just kind of go with the flow, and hopefully it'll work out for most of you guys. For whatever reason, we always have some kind of WebEx lovely webinar issue for our webinars, but we're trying to get better. So anyway, so we're going to start off, I'm going to take a look at the attendees here and go ahead and start off with the first one on our list for September 16th. And I believe that is you, Anika, and I know you are trying to join the audio. So, Anika, are you there? Are you able to speak? Okay, so I don't think that's going to work. So while somebody else is speaking, I will try to get your audio working, Anika. Let's see, who should be next? I think Alexandra Conde should be next. I was able to unmute you, Alexandra, on my end. So if you just unmute yourself on your end, I think you should be able to share.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Okay,
are you there?
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for presenting. Looking forward to hearing.
Well, my name is Alexandra Conde. I am from the Puerto Rico PCA. Here has the ALP project presentation. We do 2 conference calls with the president of the Community Health Centers board of directors. We do the first conference call about advocacy, what's the concept and the definition of advocacy, what to do and not to do regarding the regulations and federal laws, and the difference between advocacy and lobbying. And the second one was about the importance of advocate for community health centers in Puerto Rico, and how to build a culture of advocacy and to create an advocacy plan. And as part of our annual convention, we are doing the advocacy theme as our main topic. Our convention theme will be the value of our voice in defense of our health. And we will have the main session about advocacy and the importance of advocates for the community health center movement in Puerto Rico. And we will have Alexandra Harris as our invited guest that will be joining us in our annual convention. So that's my presentation.
Great, Alexandra. Thank you so much. And I love, of course, that you guys are having advocacy as your theme at your conference. It's so important, and yes, I am a little biased, but it is such an important topic, and it affects so many different areas and facets of what we do, locally, nationally, at the state level, all sorts of different issues that it affects. So I really appreciate your presentation, and of course for the invitation to your conference. I'm really excited to go. So
thank you.
Thanks for being on. So let's see who might be next. Let's go ahead and go with Erica Martinez. Erica, I'm going to unmute you on my end. So you should be good to go.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hi, Erica.
Again, my name is Erica Martinez, and I'm the Grassroots Advocacy Coordinator for the Arizona Alliance for Community Health Centers, so we're the PCA in Arizona. And there are a couple things I've been working on. First of all, I've been trying to promote the Access is the Answer campaign within our community health centers. So based on some of the materials that Alex has helped our Sunset Community Health Center create for the Hispanic Advocacy Project, I've taken those materials and put the Alliance logo on it and shared it with all our members so that they may use it at their own health centers, everything in English and Spanish. I also created a folder in our Google Drive where everything is available for them to download. That way they have everything in one central location. And I know I've talked to our health centers, and some of them are registering advocates during their new staff orientations in order to increase their numbers. I've also been working on a story banking project. Now that open enrollment is around the corner, we're going to really ramp it up, and I'll be attending some enrollment events and trainings for our navigators to tell them about what we're doing so they can help us identify consumers that might be good to share their stories. And based on that, we're going to create testimonials that we can use on our social media and website, as well as have a bank of people we can use for media requests, wanting to interview people based on their enrollment. We also had a successful National Health Center Week. I had created a National Health Center Week logo that was unique to Arizona just to bring more unity to all the health centers. And we shared a lot on social media, on our newsletter. We had staffers and members of Congress from 6 different offices, staffers from the governor's office, and staffers from one of the senator's office at the events. So legislative-wise, I think we had a great attendance on their part. And we still have some legislators that weren't able to make it to National Health Center Week events, but they've expressed interest in still visiting the health centers, so we're working on scheduling those. And we also encourage our health centers to register advocates during their events, tying it back to the Access is the Answer campaign. So I know some health centers were able to do that, and they're in the process of sending me that information. And we also presented some thank you letters to a couple members of Congress for their vote on HR 2. And I'm working on going to some of the health centers and presenting to their community health workers and or board members just to tell them about advocacy and why it's important, especially in Arizona with the political tensions that we see sometimes. So really spreading the word on activating all the advocates at the health centers. And I think that's all.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Erica. Thanks for being on and sharing. And yeah, it's been really fun working with you guys in Arizona on Hispanic advocacy projects. You guys have done some really awesome stuff. So yeah, and as you guys are interested, you know, in doing stuff related to the Hispanic Advocacy Project in your states and at your health centers, definitely be in touch. We might be able to figure something out. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and go forward with Maggie Norris from Michigan. I'm having issues unmuting you, Maggie. Not sure what's going on. So, I'm sorry, you're from Delaware. Elizabeth is correcting me. For whatever reason, I just got you and Polly and Healy confused, which is ridiculous. So anyway, they're completely different names. Apologize for that, yes. So Maggie, okay, well, if you can try using your attendee ID to call in Maggie, hopefully we can get that synced up and then I'll be able to unmute you. For now, let's go ahead and go forward with Anika. Anika, I'm not really able to unmute you either. Did you want to try calling in again and using your attendee ID after your conference code? That would be great, but it doesn't look like it's letting me unmute you for now. Okay, well, okay, so let me try to explain one more time sort of how to call in with the attendee ID, and I promise for next week's webinar what I'll try to do is send some pictures along so that hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about, because it's hard to explain and I'm not really particularly good at this webinar technology, as you guys have found out by now. So anyway, when you come into the webinar, when you click the link and you join the webinar, you'll see, like on the right side, you'll see your information, and you'll see like a chat box. And on the top, it'll have a screen that will have the name of our webinar, which is ALP Project Presentations Part 1, and you'll have a couple of icons below. One of those icons is going to connect you to audio, so you can choose I will call in or I will use my computer. I think I will call in is usually the default. And when you click that, it'll have the call-in number. It'll have the conference code, so the code you're going to put in to connect to our specific line, and then it'll have an attendee ID. And it'll usually prompt you for those 3 things. It always has with me, but I think if you use the number that I send separately as sort of the backup, then it might not do that. So if you use the number, though, on the webinar software and you click Connect to Audio, then you'll see those 3 numbers pop up. And that's what I'm talking about. It'll sync up your phone line with your profile online, and that way I'm able to unmute you individually. Otherwise, I have to unmute everyone at one time, which is just usually we get a lot of background noise. So for presentations, it's easier to unmute people individually. So yeah, you might, if you want to try clicking a quick start tab, sometimes that will allow things to show up. Let me just try this. Okay. So anyway, hopefully that will be helpful, and I'll send some better instructions next time. I'm sorry, guys, we don't usually do this, so we don't have this issue. Maggie, are you able to speak now, or Anika? Okay, I'm going to try unmuting everyone at one time and seeing what happens. Okay. So everyone should be unmuted now, and actually we're not getting crazy background noise, which is awesome. So Anika or Maggie, can either of you speak now? Okay. Well, I'm really sorry, guys. So this is what I'll do. Right after this, I'll go ahead and send out some more information about, you know, making sure you're connected to the audio in the right way. For this kind of thing, and I'm sorry for the miscommunication about it earlier. I will just say, since hopefully you guys can hear me, just kind of to recap, if you presented today, I super appreciate it. What we'll do is next time I'd love for you guys to be on as well next week at the same time, so you can hear everyone else present. It shouldn't be the whole hour and a half. Unfortunately, we usually have a lot of people that don't present. So that cuts the time down a little bit, but I just try to plan for it just in case everybody does show up and want to present, which would be awesome. So plan for 2 o'clock next Wednesday. After that, what we'll do is we'd love to have some way to sort of highlight you publicly in your work. And the easiest way for us to do that is through a blog post. So in years past, we've required it, and others we haven't. So this year, we're kind of leaving it up to you. We really want to highlight you, but it makes our lives a lot easier if you can at least provide a very brief write-up of your advocacy project or what you're presenting on in one of these 2 webinars. So if you can do that, or go ahead and write the full blog post. We'd love to feature you on our blog, and of course, we send links out through social media and through our Washington update as well. If you prefer not to, no big deal. Just want to put that out there. It's a great way for us to highlight the program and for you to highlight your health center or your state. So we'll ask that you guys send that to us probably by mid-October, and then you'll be hearing with us from us about sort of next steps in terms of our recognition of you. So nothing else kind of on your plate, but it'll be us recognizing you guys as having completed the program. And usually we try to do something at the P&I if you guys are going. Again, next year we try to have some sort of meetup of some sort. I don't totally know what that looks like, and it kind of varies from year to year, but we'll definitely stay in touch and be working on hopefully trying to collaborate more in the future. So I'm really sorry about the audio issues, guys. I will be in touch shortly about how to remedy that for next time, and in the future, you know, hopefully we'll have better technology and won't have to worry about this. So sorry again, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll talk soon.